Move the trains behind Ezra Apprentice Apartments. Its time is now. And I did notice in the DEC report, they did say they're empty. No, they won't guarantee that they're empty. They try to have them empty behind the apartments. Also in the report, they said of the noise and the stress it puts on people living there, it should move. Well, I'm glad finally they agreed with us and also agreed with the great partners I have behind me. And I can't thank Earth Justice enough, the River Keepers, Sierra Club, Ezra Apprentice Apartments, a village, because it takes a community to make things happen. And this was a community that came together, which got me on the topic when I went down to Giffen Elementary School, and I heard the residents speaking. And the pain in their face, the tears in their eyes, was enough for me to say, you know what, no matter how much people want to try to influence my office and tell us to stop, to back off, let the issue go, I said, it's about the people. You know, it's taken a while to get here, but we're here. And it sets the stage, not just for Albany County, but across the state and across this nation, that you can do something. And we want to be good partners, and we want to work with them, you know, but they have to work with the community, because I got to protect the people first and foremost, and protect the environment second. There are two most important resources in any community. And I can tell you, global is not a good partner. But also, you know, second and most important, now that we're at scratch, and we're doing this all over again, I hope they'll do a summary abatement. I'm calling on a summary abatement of this full project, of looking at how all the oil and everything comes into the Port of Albany through our backyards, through our communities, because I could sit here for the next hour and list every valuable resource. Not just the water infrastructure, but the communities it goes through. And we've called on Secretary Fox, the Transportation Secretary. We've wanted PTC control mechanisms put in, the new trains, 1232s, a little. I could just go on. And they didn't listen. They slowed it up in certain communities, but they did not slow it up here in Albany County. They took care of New York City and Buffalo. I guess if you have 1 million population, they're more important. But to me, a village in Albany County that might have a population of 1,000 people or less is just as important as a community with 1 million people.
So, as Dan mentioned, I volunteered to chair his county task force on crude oil safety. I was pleased to be joined by Chris Amato of Earth Justice, and also Dr. Phil Landrigan from Mount Sinai Medical Center in New York City, a nationally renowned pediatrician who just got back from overseas and couldn't be with us this morning. But the three of us sat down with residents. We really tried to chart a pathway forward to understand the public health threats and the environmental impacts that would result of an influx of even more dangerous and dirty crude oil coming into Albany. It's already bad enough what the residents down there face. It was only going to get worse. And I think that the decision, the bold decision that was made by the DEC commissioner on Friday to send this entire proposed expansion at the port, but also to really put the whole facility as it exists now under a stringent environmental review is an important development. Kudos to County Executive McCoy and his staff and the team and all the people up here on the podium with me today for pushing with dogged persistence that we needed more. And enough's enough. Let's hold this company accountable. Thank you.
I want to thank you, Dan McCoy. I want to thank the governor of the state of New York, and I want to thank the commissioner of the Department of Environmental Conservation. To say that this is a symbolic victory would be to understate the significance of what happened here. Once again, not since the fight against the Answers incinerator, where the community of Arbor Hill, Sheridan Hollow, and North Albany, West Albany, and Mansion Hill rose up with regards to a polluting facility located in the heart of a particular community, a minority community, predominantly African American, which received all the negative cost, but yet none of the economic benefit. The city received almost $3 to $5 million a year for almost the 10 years of its operation. The burden went to the people of color. The benefit went to the majority of the city, and mainly the majority white tax base. Once again, fast forward almost 25 years later, another African American community in the South End had the courage to stand up in the wake of asthma, in the wake of cancer clusters, in the wake of serious illness that they have been crying about with regards to the Port of Albany facilities, specifically the latest straw that broke the camel's back, global. They rose up with great courage and asked for not separate treatment, but equal treatment and equal protection under the law. I want to thank, again, County Executive Dan McCoy for having the courage and the leadership to not be cowed, to not be bullied. Let me say this, he got calls from some of the highest elected offices to back off on behalf of the corporation. In other words, turn a blind eye to the interest of a community of color because of its poverty, because of its color, because of its status, and he refused to do that. He refused to do that. He is a hero in my life. And this man, he is a model of what every single elected official in upstate New York, whether your community is black or white, rich or poor, should follow. Always elevate the health and safety of the people above a fast buck when it comes to the environment and human health. Thank you.
The people in Albany's South End have been fighting for 3 years for clean air, for freedom from the fear of tanker car explosions, and freedom from the odors that permeate their lives on a daily basis. In addition to the incredible noise that's associated with the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year operations at the global facility. It's an incredible burden to that community. And 3 years ago, the community organized, got together, rose up and demanded that their rights to a clean environment and a healthy and safety world for their kids be respected. And I'm very happy to say that on Friday, their voices were finally heard. I think all of you who have been following the global issue know that Dan has been on the front line of this issue since day one. He's been a leader. He's been dogged in his determination. He hasn't backed down in the face of incredible pressure. He never took a step back. And I think that what happened on Friday, the announcement from DEC, is due in large part to Dan's refusal to back down and to put the health and safety of the people of Albany County first. So thank you, Dan.